Rahul Dholakia sir, I saw your post earlier in the morning about Zakir Hussain on Twitter, who passed away at the age of 73 in San Francisco due to heart-related ailments. How do you remember him, sir?
There are some people in life, you never want to see them go. Very few people, besides your immediate family. And I think Zakir Bhai was one such person. Last I remember meeting him was at a concert, and the concert had not started. It was at Prithvi, and he was waiting outside, and he was in a corner, and then he was greeting people, and I met him over there, and he shook my hand, and he asked me, he said, how many times have you seen musicians greeting somebody before a concert? And I'm like, no, never. And he says, well, welcome to my concert. And it was so wonderful seeing him there. And we hugged, and uh, uh, very radiant, very charismatic, very giving, very loving. He did Parzania, the music for Parzania he did. So I had a lot of interaction with him. As in when I could, one of my favorite people. Uh, very sad. Didn't expect this to happen. And what can you say?
So then, talking about Parzania, what is your most enduring memory of working with him on the music of Parzania?
I think it was an incredible association for me, at least, because I mean, we've always grown up seeing Zakir Hussain as that ustad and the genius that he is. Uh, and then to have him do music for your film was one incident which I remember, because he used to be in San Francisco, and I used to drive down from my sister's place in Orange County. I also used to live there that time. So we'd drive up over there, and then I would carry biryani for him, because that was the fee for the music, and he'd carry biryani, and uh, we would sit and jam, and then he would play something for me, or whatever what he had conceived as far as the scene is concerned. And then there was one time when I couldn't tell him. How do you tell Zakir Bhai, okay, I'm not very.
Happy.
Can we do something differently or something like that? So then it makes you feel so easy, and it comes down to your level, and says, because he's such a classical musician and world renowned and everything, so that package is there on him, but he makes you feel as if you are the director, so makes you feel that important. And he says that I'm not a mind reader, no, so tell me what you feel, it's perfectly all right. And we did that. And one particular incident which I want to tell about it is the perfection, which I've been telling everyone, whoever is a film student, or whoever wants to learn something about cinema or any something like that, is that we were recording at 4D studio. It was the end credits, and there was one notation which was not coming through. So Tawfiq was there, Zakir Bhai was there, I think Faizan was also there, his nephew. And he was getting it ready. Now he had a 4 o'clock or a 5 o'clock flight to catch to Italy, because he was performing concert over there. And this was around 2 o'clock in the morning. So it was the almost the fag end of the end credits. So he kept on. He must have spent already an hour and a half, 2 hours on that one particular note, which I did not understand. But he was at it. And I was getting restless. That you have a flight at 5 o'clock. You have concert in Italy. You have to leave for the airport. You need at least 2 hours. So abhi 2 baj gaya now. I mean, ye end credits hai. So forget about it. So I told Tawfiq, you can't tell Zakir Bhai, right? So we told Tawfiq, I said, Tawfiq, you want to tell him this? So he says, you say, I can't tell him this, because it's Zakir Bhai, the perfectionist that he is. He didn't care about the flight or any something like that, right? Or his concert. He just wanted that one note right. And at about 3:30 or 4, he finished what he wanted, what he set off to be. He got the right note, he got the right moment for it. And the minute he got that, he says, now good, now I'm going. So, because I told him, I said, end credit pe to band kar denge log bolte ki that's their job. My job is to give you the right stuff, which I think is right. So I think it is, I mean, he loved his Sev Puris and all from Swati and all. So, I mean, what a lovely person he was. Whenever you meet him, he is so full of warmth. He's so giving. How many students he must have mentored worldwide. Amazing, amazing, amazing human being. I mean, you don't find these type of people ever.
Did he share
Amazing.
any stories from his childhood? You know, he's a true Bombay guy.
Yeah, I think no, not much. I think we would. Food was he liked food. I think and music and with everyone he was so uh, respectful. You know, you've seen him in concerts, you've seen him perform, you've seen him with I've seen him with his father perform in New York. Uh, he's a different person. Very very respectful, and it didn't matter who it was.
As a storyteller, did you see a story in his rhythm, in his what when he used to play?
You're just mesmerized by it. I mean, the one time I tried, I mean, was sitting really very close to the stage at Prithvi because it's all eye level. And I tried to look at his fingers. You know, it's like that of a hummingbird. It's like it almost becomes flat and there is music coming out. So I don't know. I just mesmerized listening to his sound, his how easy he is on stage with his instrument, with the audience, interactive for the Western audience, international audiences. I mean, I'm nobody to talk about his musical talent. I can only talk about the little experience I had. So
So then, which are some of his albums that are part of your collection or your playlist?
I think a lot of Shakti is part of the whole thing. So nah, I mean, and you look for him whether he's playing with Nusrat Saab or whether he's playing with Johnny McClellan, he's playing wherever he's playing. You try to look for his. He did that. What's it? The sand and that there was a time. I think Times album or something like that. I don't know. It was there. So we've been
Sounds
listening
of
to him from
Nature.
childhood. Yeah. It's like with him and with Ustad Allah Rakha Sahab, and it is amazing how he is. I mean, and Prithvi, every year we would go as a family on 28th of February uh, for the tribute to Jennifer G, I think.
So
So
then,
from childhood, yeah.
what according to you was his gift?
I think he himself is a gift. Everything is a gift. Humble. I mean, we talk about people being humble. This man is the epitome of being humble. You talk about charm, he's charming. Talk about the genius, he's a genius. Performer, with tabla, Western world, international, bringing music, and so giving. So I mean, he's almost is like a saint. Uh, he ethereal it was being in his presence.
You know, when you were working in US in the beginning of your career, did you see or experience the influence of his music in
Yeah,
the
yeah. Actually, I've seen. I'd gone to see him at uh, in New York, and at it was him and his dad was also performing Ustad Allah Rakha Sahab, and I'd gone because I was a fan, not because I was a music. Uh, I was so a student of music, but sitting next to me was students from Colombia and NYU and all, and they would they understood tal and bowl and everything, and they were so in tune with it. And then I think there was in New York, you have a lot of fire trucks and all going past, and you have even police cars. So they have this very deafening siren. So all of a sudden, in the middle of it, there was a huge, yeah, yeah, whatever that siren was going, and then he played the same thing with his tabla, and then that uh, he just got the audience in splits. So, and then he would perform something, and it was very different when his dad was performing. So it was, then he becomes a different person. That why did he go? Shouldn't have gone.
And finally, sir, how do you see the legacy that is left behind?
I don't know. Yeah, it's like it's such a it's very difficult to imagine right now कि अभी आगे क्या होगा. I mean, जो है वो है, and he is amazing. I mean, there's nothing to say. Yeah, he's
But do you used to meet him when he was in India, when he used to visit India every year?
though, but whenever we got a chance, we would meet him at concert. Then there was this family dinner lunch he would have. So once or twice I went for that on his but on the Barsi. So so I met him a couple of times as and when we could over the years.
Was there a thought in your head to collaborate with him again with one of your?
Always there is but you need a type of a film to have him there. No, like Parzania, I wanted him and I was very sure that I wanted him, and he was very kind and generous enough to do it. And he told me that, give me that I'm very busy now. So I waited 8 months for him. My film was edited and ready and all. I waited 8 months for him to uh, come on board. And then when he came on board, it was something else. I mean, he's preparing music and he's doing stuff, and he's got me the best musicians to perform. Khasa was there. He was there. Tofik was there. It was, I think Rakesh Chaurasia was there. So it was one of the best times for me. I mean, as a me, it was more fan moment than it used to say that there are two RDs. One knows a lot about music or knew a lot about music. The other one isn't her. So which is me. So so there was that.
But then, how was the feedback and response to the music of Parzania? Do you remember?
I I I think it made a see, it was a cinematic experience. So in that nobody really talks about one particular element because there was no, it's not a song and all that, it's an orchestra.